Today's conversation is about you remembering who you are. You saying that it is time for me to put my unique blueprint, my unique compass in front of me and follow that thread. It is time for me to trust. It is time for me to build the muscle of understanding my own intuition, my own clears, my own guidance, so that I can take clear action into that. It is not about only feminine or only masculine. It is about bringing and bridging the gap between them so that they can merge so beautifully together and you get to play in this beautiful light. Welcome to another episode from Loneliness to Overflow with Martina. The last few weeks have been very interesting. Not only is there's a lot shifting in the world energetically, there's also a lot of remembrance that is coming back to us. And what I mean by that is layers that we have forgotten. Creation of life and creation of our souls are two different things. Life as we know it always changes. And our soul remembers the nuances of those change, not only from this life, but also previous lifetimes. And I'm not the one who would actually believe in previous lifetimes. Yet I have come to respect that there is another layer that I have not allowed myself to see, allowed myself to feel into when it comes to my own soul. So what I mean by remembering is also remembering how some situations can feel very comforting. Some situations can feel very confronting. Some situations are very inviting, whereas others you rather run away from. So when we are then in that situation, but we don't know why we feel a certain way, but we do know that we are feeling something that is not normal. For me, that has been about remembering my own soul's journey. My own soul's journey is about discovery and service. Discovery in the layer that there are so many elements in my own soul, in my ancestry, that are influencing the person that I am today. Similar to you and for you. You have circumstances, people, ancestry, your own soul's journey all around you that are there for a certain reason. We don't always understand that reason, nor did I. So my discovery in the last few weeks has been about discovering layers of myself which I had told myself were not okay, not accepted by myself, by society, by the way that I grew up. And yet there was this whisper that there is more to discover here, this whisper to tune into what my soul knew to be true. So what is that then? What is my soul telling me? See, the last few weeks, I've been meditating with a dear friend of mine. And our intention in that meditation is very pure. Our intention is to make sure that we align ourselves to our highest timeline, allowing the energy to move and saying yes to what is the next highest version of ourselves. Without control, without trying to understand and plan out and write out exactly what that needs to look like. So imagine having a clean slate in front of you. You know you're going to have the best life ever, but you do not know how you get to that best life. And yet, before you even create that plan, you're creating trust. You're building this narrative with yourself to really truthfully land into the remembrance of who you are as a soul, not the one who the society has shaped to be. And there was a very big difference here. The only reason why I'm able to even step into that meditation is because I have made peace with the versions of myself that I have been so far. I'm not okay with diminishing them. I'm not okay with making them wrong. I'm not okay with blaming people, situations, circumstances. All of that was there to serve me. Yes, also the sucky situations that I did not want ever in my life. And yet I went through them. And yet here I am still standing strong, showcasing that we still have another day to live. We still have another day to unpack, to understand what lives inside of us that no one else can tell you. So these meditations allow me to tune into different energies, different experiences, allow me to let go of things that are complete. They're not mine anymore. And for whatever reason, my human self still wants to hold on to it. So I'm releasing. I'm activating new timelines. I'm activating the fine tuning of who I am and which energies feel good to me. And then I am fine tuning how I serve. And that is highly important to my soul. Every single soul out there will have their own experience in that, their own mission in that. But Sadhguru says this so wisely. Our purpose, our mission is not to accomplish something. Is to embody ourselves in this day, right here, right now. To show up for yourself. To show up for the people around you, to show up for what you believe in, to be curious around what is calling you and what you are actually stepping away from. All these elements make a difference. And you get to decide. You get to be that person that shows up wholeheartedly, ready to experience life in a way that you haven't had before. So me showing up for these meditations week in, week out allows me to continue to say yes, to have my energy move enough that new people come into my life, that new experiences arrive, that I get to show up in this most magical way that I know I can without wanting to plan it out, without having any type of perfectionism standard in front of it. And that to me is important because I always have thrived to be and do the best that I can. But it also has stopped me. What I'm not saying here is, I'm not saying planning doesn't matter. It does matter. It is required in this world. What I'm actually saying is when we balance our energies and what is available to our highest version of us with what we know of this worldly world, we then have a combination of showing up in a capacity that we haven't before. My old self would have been like, I'm putting in all this effort and nothing is changing. Why is this happening to me versus why is this happening for me? My old version would have been trying to map out, plan out, write out every single action I need to take, completely dismissing energy, dismissing with what I am bringing to that table, dismissing my own clarity in intention. Intention matters so much so that any action that you're taking, if your intention isn't clear, it can create and form into a lot of different things. So your intention, your ability to show up, to plan, as well as to trust your energy, that combination is very important to create the pathway to your highest timeline. For some of us, that pathway still needs to be paved, for which it's harder. For others, that pathway is clear. And I celebrate that for you. But for those of you whose pathway is not clear, who has done the planning and the execution and all of the logical things of life and still feel something is off, something is missing. I'm stepping into a room and I can feel this is my home. And then the next day I step into a room and I feel I need to get out of here. That matters. That is my intuition talking to myself. So through the remembrance of who you are as a soul, the remembrance of what energies are around you day in, day out, what thought patterns you are playing with every single day, that awareness builds bridges. Without that awareness, you are living a subconscious life which will take you into many different directions with no clarity on the end goal. So by me taking the time to do this meditation of remembering my own self, remembering my soul, remembering my ancestry, having compassion, care, forgiveness, love for it, it allows me, it truthfully allows me to show up in ways that I've never done before. Every single week, my algorithm changes. And it's literally because I've been saying yes to my own guidance. I receive the messages that are clear to me in my intuition, knowing very well that this is the path for me. This is also the path for you. Remembering who you are is about you discovering you building a relationship with your own intuition, you building a relationship with your own guides, ancestry, whatever you want to call and label it as. Because the truth is, for no one, it is the same. Every single one of us will have our own ways of showing up in that. Our own guides, our own ancestry that chooses to show up for us day in, day out. But they cannot help you. They cannot guide you unless and until you say yes every single day for it. You say yes for it. By you saying yes, you're moving enough energy in your field that it attracts the next best step in your journey. That is what I have been coming to terms with. That remembrance in our soul, in our body, in our mind, in our emotions, in our spirit is so clear, so important, so heart opening that without you saying specifically, yes, I am letting this specific thing of my life go, you're actually saying, I am surrendering. I am opening myself up for trust. I have a clear intention that only my highest timeline comes to be. And I'm saying yes to that. I'm saying yes to service. I'm saying yes to help. I'm saying yes for understanding and remembering myself. And in that remembrance, you will create a shift. Not from punishment, not from judgment, not from what someone else is telling you, but actually from your own soul, your guidance, your compass. I am so blessed that I have so many amazing spiritual friends all around me. And I get to recognize that their gift is their unique blueprint. My gift is my unique blueprint. And while as people who have said yes in helping and serving and creating change for someone else, we also recognize we are not the ones doing it. At least that's clear for me. Any of my clients that I get to serve, I am not your compass. I am the mirror to that compass. But you are that compass. You create your change. You say yes to that compass being put in front of you and then you taking that action around it so that you and truthfully only you can start building that muscle of trust with your own intuition and take that compass with you for the rest of your life. Healers, spiritualists, energy workers, tarot card readers, psychics, astrologists, all of them have a gift that is unique to their own compass. But then you also have people who are the best in running a business, the best in creating a system for nature that actually serves us. I don't know where your magic lies. I only know that we can call upon your highest timeline to help you remember who you are, as I am remembering who I am. I know for one thing that is absolutely true for me, and that is that I am here to serve. Serve myself first, because I cannot serve from an empty cup. And as I serve myself, I get to serve others. I get to show up for everyone else that feels called to my energy. And no, I'm not for everyone. And I'm glad I'm not for everyone. But I am for those who feel that calling. So today's conversation is about you remembering who you are. You saying that it is time for me to put my unique blueprint, my unique compass in front of me and follow that thread. It is time for me to trust. It is time for me to surrender. It is time for me to build the muscle of understanding my own intuition, my own clairs, my own guidance, so that I can take clear action into that. It is not about only feminine or only masculine. It is about bringing and bridging the gap between them so that they can merge so beautifully together, and you get to play in this beautiful life. The last few weeks, I have had so much joy, so much play, so much creativity come through me. So many beautiful communities show up for me that I was perplexed as how quick change can be. I was perplexed that me having fun, I'm actually moving things energetically and inviting what is in my highest timeline to come to be for now. You can do that too. This is a journey of remembrance. This is a journey of joy, of fun, of creativity, of light. Life does not need to be serious and logical all the time. And yes, life is not always rainbows and butterflies either. But gosh, can we create this merging, please? And build that dynamic in which both exist and coexist. I am not making any old part of me wrong. I have compassion for that part of me. I have forgiveness for that part of me. I have care for that part of me. I have love for that part of me. And I wish that you get to create that for you too. What part of you is pulling you right now? Ask yourself that question. What am I remembering about myself, my soul self? The human self has a lot of stories. But what am I remembering about my soul self? What is my intuition guiding me, interesting me, pulling me into, so that I get to wholeheartedly show up in life in this beautiful creativity that I can. I matter. You matter. And the more that we come home, this homecoming, the more that we create so much joy and love and light all around us. I know there is something in your intuition that has been pulling you and trying to get your attention. Tune into it. And not only tune into that radio station, but actually make it louder with your intention of wanting to hear it, with your intention of wanting to discover more of yourself. That discovery is priceless. It is so much fun to understand not only the stories and the dynamics that we have created in life, but actually adding the flavor of your own soul into it and letting go of what stories don't serve you anymore. You're doing the best that you can. Your ancestry did the best that they can. Your guides, your spirits, all around you can only help and serve you when you say yes, when you ask for help, when you expect that help, when you have trust that everything is working for you. Simple concepts to talk about, but the depth of these concepts is absolutely untouchable. And untouchable not in a way that you can't see it. You definitely can see it, but untouchable in the way that you cannot even think of how wide open, free that world truthfully is. It is such a magical place to be when there's so much bliss and peace and joy and laughter in your heart that's been sparked by it. And we don't get to that part unless and until we are ready to surrender parts of the stories and the timelines that we have lived in this lifetime. I am a better person for it. I know you can be a better person for it as well. So I'll ask you the question again. What is your soul trying to help you remember right now? What is your soul trying to help you remember right now? And do you have the courage to lean into it? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to have that conversation with you. Life is not only one way. There are millions of roads that can lead to our highest timeline. Let's choose the easiest one, the most fun one, and the one that you actually will have control over versus where life takes over the control for you. We have all experienced that, where we are completely out of the blue living a life that is like, what just happened? How did I get here? We don't want that experience anymore. We want to experience us right here, right now, in the highest timeline, the highest way possible. And that is possible. I can't wait to read what sparked the interest of these conversations for you, because there's so much more that I can tap into and talk about when it comes to remembrance. Yet I'm going to leave it for here for now. I'm going to end that conversation here for now because I have shared with you what is possible when you tune into your own life. I believe in you. Let's do this. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Till next time. Thank you for spending your time here. Sharing your reflections in the comments or passing this conversation along helps this space reach people who are looking for support and don't always know where to turn. Take a breath as you transition back into your day and notice what's present now. I'll meet you again next week.